Food safety is vital because if you don't do it, there's a number of things going to happen now. One, it's UK law anyway, so you've got to do it, so that's the logical case if you like. But actually it's a bit more than that. If you dig into the sort of the emotional requirement of now food safety, because really what you're trying to do is you want to get your customer on board now. And more now with what's going on in the United Kingdom is you must provide and be seen to be providing just great food safety and customer care within your business. And if you're not prepared to do that, the consequences can be dire. You could get somebody that has food poisoning, you could get yourself a big fine. You know, all that hard work that you've done building up your food business could just be lost overnight if you don't have a food safety management system actually in place. The first thing they're going to look at is your food procedures and your hygiene. And things you need to be aware of that is sort of your general practice within your food business. Really important within that first area is, have all your staff been trained? Have they been trained to a level that provides not just you but them and the whole customer experience they give to the highest level? The second area they're going to look at is premises. So they're going to look at your premises and see whether your premises are fit for purpose. And the purpose is providing, again, safe food to the general public. And the third area they're going to be really keen on is a thing called a food safety management system, which incorporates these things which you've probably heard about called HACCP principles. Don't worry too much about that at the moment. But that is the third thing they're going to look at. But think about if your staff are going to be working with food, preparing food, serving food, they need to be competent to the level that you need them to be. So you need to make sure that you have a target or an objective in place to get all your staff, as well as you, trained up to certain levels by a certain time frame. That's really important. The other thing about making sure that you implement all the key things your environmental health officer actually is going to look at when they come to your business is it's going to help you with the star rating on scores on the doors, for example. So if you don't have all those three things in place, and if you don't have, we talked about food safety management systems earlier, you are never ever going to get a 5-star. And you want to be 5 stars. You're not only just complying, but you have an active process going forward of how to make your business better. Not just providing food, but providing that thing, safe food. The very first thing a food business needs to do is get themselves a food safety management system and start putting that in place, because if you like, that is the bedrock of food safety management. And it's a bit like what I would call, as well as working documents, it's like a study guide really. If you bought a video player or a DVD player, a lot of people just go and start playing all the buttons, but the best way would be to read the instructions and then start to go through it. And that's exactly the way a food safety management system works. You're going to know when you need to put a cleaning schedule in place, then you need to know what you need to put in that cleaning schedule and how it pans out, rather than just going away and trying to do it. Exactly the same with things like monitoring fridge temperatures or freezer temperatures. It's exactly the same. So if you know and understand the principles behind what you need to do, not only does it make it a whole lot easier for you, but it also makes it a lot faster to implement, and then you can actually pass that knowledge on to the staff that work in your business, and the whole thing just flows very simply and very easily, and just makes the whole business so much more secure. There's two main areas I see being really important in the future. The first thing is customer and customer power, and the second thing is customer service. So one is the customer that's going to come to you, and one is what can you also do to provide a great, I always use the phrase or the word experience. How can you give somebody, your customer, a great experience? One of the trends more and more we're now in, and let's not kid ourselves, we've been in a recession for a little while, it's probably going to continue. Your consumer, your customer is thinking about, where am I going to spend my hard-earned cash? And if they were going to go out, let's say a year or two ago, might have gone out twice, 3 times a week to eat somewhere, and they're going to go out once now, they are going to check out and dig down to make sure that they spend their amount of money on the best possible, one, experience, and two, somewhere that's got a higher food standard, safety, hygiene score, like the scores on the doors. You're going to go to a 4 or a 5 star generally. You're not going to go to a 1, 2 or a 3. So the customer is really powerful now, and by having your food safety systems in place and having your certificate on the wall, you are giving your customer that trust and credibility and that warmth to actually feel that, one, you care, and two, you are helping them make a better choice. Now, the other bit I mentioned about customer service is you need to think about ways within your food business excuse me, that you can make that experience for your customer better. It doesn't need to cost you a lot of money, you can do lots of little things, but it's about the attention to detail, it's about making people feel special. Make your customer feel important.